Y'all, Mei Ling has to go. Mei Ling has to go. I mean, serious. There is no more excuses at this point. This woman is evil. She is a demon. She is the spawn of Satan walking on the face of the earth. And there's just no more excuses. Leon, what are you doing? I've always said that I like Leon because he can fight and he got swagger, but I wanted a little bit more from his character. And we got there with him screaming at her, yeah! But why don't you do that back in episode 3 or episode 1 or before this when you have to kill your homeboy? I mean, I have so much to say about this woman. I cannot stand her. She is the worst. I don't like Buckley. I don't like Strickland. And Leary, he's back and forth, you know, but man, Mei Ling takes the cake. It's just evil, 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 evil bitch. And don't get mad at me. So, oh my gosh, Brandon over here calling women bitches. No, I've called Strickland a bitch. I've called Buckley a bitch. I've called Benjamin Police Atwood a bitch. But no, Mei Ling takes the cake and I cannot stand her. Guys, if this is your first time here, I am B. Avery, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. Guys, we are talking Warrior, Season 3, Episode 8, titled, You Know When You're Losing a Fight. If you didn't know already, guys, I'm going to spoil this episode up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. You have been warned, and if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Help me reach that next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. And while you're getting my reaction, my recap right now, I want to let you know of the after party that we're going to be having later on today, August the 3rd, Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. CST. Not 6:05 because I usually get off at 6 and I go live at 6:05 p.m. But I'm off today. New schedule. So yes, come back, come through for the live recap where I am engaging with all of you guys and gals about the latest episode of Warrior. We have so much to talk about because this evil bed wench by the name of Mei Ling needs to get the hell out of there. But yes, we start out the episode with the wedding, and I like it. But what was funny to me is you can tell that nobody wanted to be there. Ah Sahm didn't want to be there. Young June didn't want to be there. Child didn't want to be there. Atoy didn't want to be there. Nobody wanted to be there. They were just like, oh man, we just here for the politics and, you know, we trying to make peace and all this stuff like this. But yeah, everybody doesn't like Mei Ling. But going back to the wedding, something that I did appreciate is if you go back and listen to the music, the score, it was nice. It was very touching and it did put you in the mood. And I do love the culture that they got in the wedding ceremony with the men going up there and hitting Leon with the bow staffs. That was kind of cool. And also the hand-to-hand or sticky hands between Leon and Kung Pak. I like that, but it's quite interesting to me when martial arts practitioners are training or doing sticky hands as they was doing, going through their flow. It's supposed to be slow, but Kung Pak got real fast at the end and like, I got you. And Leon was like, oh, you got me. And I don't know. It was just kind of funny to me. That may have flew over somebody's head or not been a big deal, but I'm just like, okay, like what the hell are y'all doing? But it was a nice wedding up until Mei Ling wants to be evil and murder everybody. But even going back to the elders, look, I do not blame them, okay? They had every right to feel the way they feel. And I even feel that the approach was appropriate as well. The only thing that would have made this better is if the elders and Kung Pak would have pulled Leon to the side, but not in front of Mei Ling, because you know she's gonna feel some type of way. Obviously she did. She murdered everybody, but they was like, hey, me and the elders want to have a word. Won't you come over here this way? And they gave him a little envelope or something. I don't know if it was a card or it had some money in it or maybe both, but I like the way that Kung Pak presented itself like, hey, we support you. You guys are now one unit. You're married, holy matrimony. So y'all are one. I mean, Leon already had the power in the first place to a degree, but Mei Ling was up on that higher hierarchy. And even a few episodes ago, when Kung Pak was first introduced to this season, he was having a sit down with Leon and was like, hey, I always thought that when Long Z died, that you would be the one to take the throne, that you would be the one to take over the tongue. But that's clearly not the case. And Leon passive ass, it's like, oh no, Mei Ling is able to accomplish so many things that I was not able to. But no, I mean, she's getting locked up. And the thing about it is, Lee Young, she keeps going behind your back. Don't you see that this is some type of power political move that she's making? Like Cha said at the end of the episode, like, hey, I'm not saying that Mei Ling, I'm sorry, does not love you, but she may have feelings for you, but bro, clearly this is a power play for her to gain some type of seniority over everybody. And Kung Pak called him out like, hey bro, I do not like, but let me go back. The elders with Kung Pak was like, hey, we support you and we love both of y'all, but we need to talk about her random impulses of her making decisions and not including everybody. You cannot take a third of the money and invest it with some white people and lose it. What are you doing? This is ridiculous. Now, to give her credit, she was able to negotiate a deal with the Hopway to where she gets, or not she, or actually I was gonna say the time, but no, she, because she's greedy as hell, to get half of the Hopway's profits from their printing and all that. So that's cool right there, but y'all should have never been in this situation to begin with. But Lee Young don't want to miss it. Kung Pak talking about, hey man, they're willing to fight for the throne, but they will listen to you if you listen to them. And I don't blame them. You cannot have somebody out there that's murdering the leader, Long Z, and investing a third of the money. And also, not only did she do that and did not tell Lee Young, she did the deal with the Hopway and didn't tell him either. Like, this is just ridiculous. And I'm so disappointed. I mean, I expected this from Mei Ling. I've never really liked her from season 1. But man, Lee Young, bro, you are like pussy whip, bro. You are in the sunken place and you need to wake your ass up because it's going to be too late. Everybody going to be dead, you know, and I don't want that at all. I really don't want that at all. Now, we also got Buckley as the mayor and he's a hoe too. And what was interesting is you can see the relationship falling apart between Douglas Strickland and Dylan Leary. He's like, hey, and I'm talking about Leary, like, hey, he got the job now. He has to earn his votes. Strickland like, the Donahue boys, I don't have time for these hooligans over here that can't keep themselves out of jail. But also, Strickland did make a good point. He was like, dude, majority of the policemen over there are Irish, and you're still not able to keep these hooligans out of jail. You're not going to be good for anybody, but you can see the relationship between them kind of crumbling. We also got Catherine up there that I don't trust, but I don't care. I want anybody to screw over Buckley if that happens. But she's, oh, yes, baby, yes, you win. Oh, my God, and all that. Get out of here, ma'am. Get out of here. Get out of here. But what I did like is the episode kept going back and forth, editing in between Buckley getting his power as mayor, but also the wedding. And so that was interesting right there as well. But after the wedding, of course, we did have the reception. And we have Agent Mosley and Agent Richard Lee walking around looking at all the festivities. And of course, Mosley don't know what's going on. Like, hey, the Long Z and the Hopway are getting along. Isn't this par for the course? Like, no. Talking about Lee, like, no, okay. There is something going on right here and I'm going to figure it out. I really wish that Lee could just walk away. He did try to do that, but Mosley was like, no, 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 you're not going nowhere until I get these plates. And that's quite interesting. But also during this reception, we have Ah Sahm coming up to Young Jun while he's trying to get some sticky, just saying, hey man, I heard that we're training extra people to print, you know, with my woman Yan Mi. Yes, Yan Mi. I always cannot remember her name. It just escapes me and I don't know why. It's very, very annoying. But she can't be trusted because she's printing her own money. Now, I don't think she's going to go snitch or anything like that, but you also see the relationship between Young Jun and Ah Sahm falling apart. And that just really breaks my heart. I don't care if the relationship fails between Dylan Leary and Douglas Strickland, but I definitely do not want to see any type of beef between Ah Sahm and Young Jun. Young Jun already feels some type of way because his daddy is sick because of Ah Sahm and his impulsive nature, and we're going to be talking about that. But now he doesn't trust Young Jun, thinking that he is going to kill Yan Mi when she trains the new printers, because they was having that conversation at the end, like, okay, hey, I think you need to go get in that train because Young Jun ain't trusting the situation and all this, and he may offer you. And she's like, oh my God, how much time do I have? And again, I don't think that Young Jun will go that far, but again, you never know. You never know. But going back to the reception, y'all help me out with this in the comment section. What was up with the look that a toy gave Ah Sahm when he was kissing this boo thing Yan Mi. That doesn't make sense. Yan Mi is happy and she was looking good in her get up with the light powder blue. And Ah Sahm goes over there, starts kissing her, making out and all this stuff. And again, I don't even know if I'm really in love with their relationship. I don't know. I just wanted him to be horny and them knock each other down, but you guys can let me know if you disagree with that. But as they was making out, Atoy went over from a distance, I guess, and was looking at them and staring at them, and they were just kind of weird. But then in the background, you saw those dudes pop up that he lost the hose from the previous episode, and Mei Ling was like, hey, get out of here. You know, these women left you. You can't get mad. He gonna press up against the wall talking about, I don't give a fuck. What Mei Ling says, I want my property back, and I'm gonna get your pussy. What's the price for your ass of a toy? Nah, and all this. And he got his nose bitten off and killed and beat up and all that. But again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I love the relationship, the platonic relationship that Ah Sahm does have with a toy, because he knew something was up and he ran out there to save the day. But yes, that showed a little bit of female empowerment. I mean, a toy has always been strong in this episode, but Ah Sahm didn't have to come save the day. She was able to take care of this herself. So that's what's up right there. I do like that, you know, and she's no damsel in distress. Everybody does need help every once in a while, but Atoy did not need help in this situation right here, and I did appreciate it. You guys let me know what you think. We also have a conversation between Chow and Agent Richard Lee, and that was interesting because Chow is, I mean, they have a bond right now. I don't think they're going to get into it. They're probably brothers for life, if you want to be honest about it. But Lee is pressed about getting these places, and I like how Child charged them. I'm like, Lee, you're a very interesting man. Sometimes you want to do the law, sometimes you want to break it, sometimes you want to do this, sometimes you want to do that. And you can really tell the Child was getting frustrated and annoyed because of the tone of his voice. It was very graggly or grovelly. And all I said gravelly, that don't even make no sense. The grovelly don't even either, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, oh yes, sometimes you break the law, sometimes you want to do the law, sometimes you do this, and sometimes you do that. You're getting on my nerve, Lee. You're getting on my nerve. So we're gonna see how that plays out, but I'm interested in that relationship too, because they do have a lifelong, they saved each other, and Child did step up to the plate to save Lee a number of times, a couple of episodes ago, so that's pretty cool too. Also, during the wedding reception, does anybody think that Ah Sahm should slap his sister? I don't know. That would just be funny to me. I definitely do think that she deserves it. Like, oh my gosh, we're friends now. And he's like, oh, but we always have tomorrow. Yes, a couple of however long ago, seasons ago, you and my now husband were at each other's throats, but now we're getting together in peace. And so I kind of just wish he would slap her. You guys let me know what you think. But like I said before, Father June is one of my favorite characters in the whole show. I just love the way he asserted authority and dominance in season 1, especially towards Ah Sahm. I just thought that was dope as hell. But again, it just breaks my heart to see him this way. I didn't know if he was cuckoo for Cocoa Pops at first in this episode when we saw him outside in his pajamas. And it was really funny when he was like, I just want to enjoy the nice, cool night breeze air. And Hong was like, in your pajamas? He was like, shut up, Hong, and go inside. I did get a little tickle out of that, but it was really nice to see Young June and Father June just talking that way. And the acting in this scene was great as well. Young June wanted to go inside, and Father June was like, just let's stay out here a little bit longer, talking about the mother and the smell of the cigarettes and how she was just so disgusted. But go back and look at Young June's face. He knew that his father was slipping away. He knew that it's like, man, my dad really does not have that much time left. He's losing his mind. He's going to go crazy, and he did towards the end. We're going to talk about that in a second. But if you just go back and look at his face, he was just really concerned, and this was some great acting, in my opinion, from Young June. Like, damn, I'm really counting the days here about how long my dad has left, and I'm very scared about it. Don't nobody want to lose their daddy, excuse me. This is horrible right there. And so I thought that was a powerful scene. And again, it just broke my heart towards the end of the episode where Father June was having another episode and put a knife to his throat. I mean, goodness gracious, like how do you process something like that, man? Like, that's just crazy. And he was when he got him off and he was crying like, it's me, it's me. He gave him a look like, damn, like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna fix this? Like, am I gonna have to send you away? Am I gonna have to lock you in a room? I don't wanna have to do all of that. And so that's just really unfortunate right there. I don't want to see Father June go out like this. But I mean, hey, there's drama for the show. You guys let me know if you agree or if you thought or wish the writers kind of would have changed up the story here a bit. I can't do anything about it, but at least the execution is done quite well. I will say that. I will say that. Oh yeah, man. But Mei Ling does put out the order, and she does get all of the elders killed, and Kung Pak barely survived. And I don't blame him a bit. He came in there, boom, 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 get out of my way. Mei Ling, oh my gosh, you have to kill this bitch. She killed all the elders, and I barely survived. Has the scar on his neck and all that. And like, I'm just thinking like, Seth, like, she admitted it. She admitted it right there, right in front of her new husband, Leon, and he still decided to protect her. Now, how could this whole situation, this whole scene turned out different? The only thing that it could have been different or logical, but at the same time, I completely understand where Kung Pak is coming from. He should have let Leon have a moment with his wife to settle it, because he just came in, said a few words, and then went over and started attacking her. And Leon didn't have that much time to process. Again, I completely understand where it's coming from. She tried to murder him, but at the same time, it's Leon's. I mean, I want to say that he didn't have enough time to process it, but at the same time, he tripping. But that was a good ass fight. There was a couple of strikes in there that kind of made me mad, so I was like, he had his fist up like this and then cocked it back and swung it around. I'm just like, okay, there y'all go, telegraph and stuff. But for the most part, 90% of the fight, 95% of it was quite dope. I did like it. We had some double and triple kicks in there. And I love the way that Kung Pak realized, like, oh, wait a minute. Leon is in front of me and Mei Ling is behind me, so let me just turn around and run and try to kill her. But Leon ran and jumped over that small body of water. I really did like that right there. I thought that was dope. But when he hit him with that palm blast in the stomach, and they was spitting up blood and all that, and knocked him down on the ground, he didn't want to have to beat his friend like that. But I like, he said, Mei Ling will never quit, and neither will I, and threw him, got the knife, spin around, and threw it at Mei Ling, and I would wanted it to hit her so bad, but it hit the pillar, and I was like, no. I really wish it would have killed her, but what have made the scene even better than what it was is, if it would have nicked her, kind of like 300, where Gerald Butler threw the spear, and it barely nicked Xerxes on the chin, it should have like stabbed her on the shoulder or the shoulder blade or something like that. That would have been dope. Or what if he would have chopped off her hand? Like, what if he would have got close to her and was able to like swing the knife and chop off her hand? Because I want her to suffer, because Mei Ling does deserve it. But it sucks. That was just too much for Leon. Killed him, killed his homie, broke his neck. And I'm just like, man, that's just so unfortunate. I'm really hurt that, you know, Leon had to kill his homie like that. That's just crazy. And he screamed at her like, bro, we should have got this passion a long time ago. But like I said earlier, Leon want to realize he's too late at the end when he's burying Kung Pak with child. It's too late, bro. It's too late. It's too late. And I'm mad at you for that. I really am. He was like, please stop. And I got to say, it was kind of cool when they did the camera like this and he was like, begin. But what else was dope as hell in this episode right here? Oh man, first of all, Bill not slinging rocks anymore. He got promoted to do the accounting at the job. He is doing the books now. And I was laughing when he yelled at the guy. I know what a discrepancy is. But when they're at the bar, those two boys, daddy, they got arrested for stealing food. Got all in Leary's face like, oh my gosh, they're going to get 5 years for stealing food. What is wrong with you? It could have been our boys and all this. And he go to tell them to sleep at home. And then Leary and Bill have a sit down, and Bill's like, fuck it. He storms the Capitol, or the police station, excuse me. And I love the conversation that he was having with the dude that had the keys to the dungeon. I also love the camera work as well. When old dude was sitting down, it's like, I'm sorry, Bill, I can't do it. They put the camera back on Bill, and the camera zoomed in. And then they put it back on him, and it was zooming in anymore. It's like, look, let me be clear. I was not asking. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. And all the police was there. Who were the snitches exactly? Or did police chief Benjamin Atwood just peep game? Was he in the back? Did he know what was going on? But I love this. I did not know that this scene was going in this direction, but gosh damn it, it sent fire through my bones. I love it. And guys, when we're down here, you have to realize the location of this scene that made it so well. They're underground. Like, there's no way out. One way in, one way out. And they go and try to unlock the cell. Like, all right, boys, let's make it quick. And that's the last thing I expected. For Benjamin Atwood to come down there. Ain't nobody going anywhere. And I was like, oh, shit. How is this going to play out right here? Like I said, there's one way in, one way out. And you had a number of cops that seemed like they was on the side of Police Chief Atwood. But of course, you also had Bill, Larry, the boys, and a couple of other police right there. I love the fact that Atwood was like, oh, put these men in cuffs and bring them upstairs for processing and put the boys back in the jail cells. What was interesting to me is, old dude that opened it up was like, I'm sorry, Chief, I left my cuffs upstairs. Do you really think that he left his cuffs upstairs, or he was just being defiant and was like, no, I'm on team Bill over here. I don't like you as police chief. It needs to be Bill. I don't know. The first time I watched it, I thought he was just on Bill's side. But the second time I was like, wait a minute, maybe he did lose or leave his cuffs up there. I don't know, but you guys let me know what you think. And I've always talked negatively about Police Chief Benjamin Atwood. I don't like him. I think he a bitch. I think he a hoe. He needs to get the F out of there. However, I have to say, I did gain a little bit of respect for him for the proposal that he presented Bill with. Like, Bill, I heard that you are a betting man, that you are a wager man, and Bill, all the trouble that he done got in, almost got his family murdered. He couldn't do a goddamn thing, but like, I guess you're right. Atwood over there rolling up his sleeves. All right, man, here it is. If you knock me down, you can leave the one way in, one way out. But if not, you got to go in the jail cell and join the boys. The next reaction we got was from Dylan Leary. He did a big ass huff and puff like, ugh. And the thing is, you knew exactly what was on his mind, because Leary is always down for a fight, a one-on-one fight. That's the code that he lives by. So he can't do nothing but respect it. But at the same time, his predicament is dependent on Bill. Now, I think it's safe to say that I think it's safe to say that Leary is a better fighter than Bill. But man, when your livelihood is put in the hands of somebody else, ooh, man, that's going to make your balls itch right there. Your anxiety is going to be high. Again, I love the way that Bill reacted to this. Like, hey, I am not stupid enough to fight the police. Bam! Atwood hit in the face. Y'all, when I was watching this episode the first time, I was laying down on my couch. But when he got this fight coming up, I set up like, hold up. Are we finna get a fight between Benjamin Atwood and Bill? They both wanted a position of the police chief and they gonna kind of fight for it? What the hell is going on? This is why I love this show. And man, it was a good ass fight. I was saying to myself, who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? And Atwood can fight. Atwood has some hands. And not only do I like that, I just like the whole setup. They accidentally went in the cell and one of the guys pulled the cell closed. Like, no, ain't nobody finna interrupt y'all. This is one-on-one, mano a mano. And Atwood had the upper hand for majority of the fight. And when Bill tried to come back, he hit him with a 4-piece. Boom, 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 boom. Bill didn't know what the hell was going on. And Atwood was talking shit. Again, I did not know what outcome I want out of this. I would have been perfectly fine with Benjamin Atwood winning, and I would have been perfectly fine with with Bill winning too. But it was great, man, seeing them cheer each other on. Bill told him, shut up, just shut up. And then hit him with the Dragon Ball Z double move, boom, knocked him on the ground. Ah! I was like, hell yes. That is what I'm talking about, y'all. My blood was boiling. And yeah, Bill had to go all the way home. And even what I like when he got home, his wife still has a reason to be upset because he put the family in danger. But she was down like, what's going on? What happened? Fight. I can see that. Did you win the fight? Yes. Against who? Atwood, oh my gosh, you're gonna get arrested. She taking a drink, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, this is effed up right here. She took the whole bottle, you know. Bill looking at her like, damn, you know. But I understand they know what's gonna come the next day. So that's cool right there in the game. That was a great scene. That was a great scene, and I'm very, very entertained by that. But we also got a nice little conclusion. I don't agree with it, but we're gonna see how it plays out. We're gonna see how it plays out. But Lie, she has infiltrated the home of Douglas Strickland while he's trying to get the plans for the bridge. And also, I saw things he said he needed a brandy in the library and tell the cook to give me something in 15 minutes. But Lay over there in her little suit playing incognita, and she want to chop off some heads, and I cannot wait to see it. Guys, this was another great episode. I know in episode 7, a lot of people complained in the comment section, or maybe not complain, but just kind of voice their opinion like, oh, it was a good episode, but it was kind of filler. I do not think this was filler at all. I really do feel that this episode pushed the story forward in an entertaining, dramatic way. Again, I'm disappointed that Kung Pak is dead and all the elders, but at least the execution was dope as hell. And so, yeah, guys, we have 2 episodes left. It is going down. It is going down. I cannot wait to talk about this with you guys later on tonight. For you know when you're losing a fight. This is episode, what is this? Episode 8, season 3 of Warrior. And come through for the live show, guys. 6 p.m. CST. You see this right here? This is 16 hours from now, okay? 6 p.m. CST. Come through with your boy. Engage with me in the chat. We have so much to talk about, and I cannot wait to hear you guys' thoughts as well. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.